I'm predicting the future like psychic. Tip off and kickoffs, it got me excited. I be placing the bet every Sunday. I'm treating this FanDuel like it's my wife. I'm with T Woods, Tusker, and Mikey. You can hate it or love it or like it. I ain't breaking the sweat while I'm placing the bet, cause these picks I got is fire. Tip off and kickoffs, baby. Tip off and kickoffs, tip off and kickoffs, baby. Tip off and kickoffs, tip off and kickoffs, baby. Tip off and kickoffs, tip off and kickoffs, baby. Tip off and kickoffs,
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tip Offs and Kickoffs, your favorite podcast here. It's your boy Josker right here. Got my guy T Woods in the cut. What's going on, bro?
What's going on? How we doing, Joe?
Man, we good, man. We got to get into these NFL trades and free agency, man. It's been a crazy week, man. First, want to dig into the home team here, Indianapolis Colts, man. So, what do you think about Daniel Jones' franchise tag, man?
I think they had to hold on to him. The quarterback situation was looking a bit iffy. Hopefully he'll be ready, maybe by the start of the season. Obviously, Jason Tatum just came back after 9 months from tearing his Achilles, so hopefully he can make it back early enough to make a splash on the season and go make that money he really wanted to make. Now I know he wanted a fat contract, but coming off an Achilles tear, that's tough to bargain for. What'd you think?
I mean, them being able to, tag him for the year, $37.83 million. I mean, I get it. He had a good first half of the year, but he's asking for a lot, man. $50 million a year. I mean, I don't think he's worth that, man. I mean, he had one half-assed good season. We don't know how he's going to be after this injury. He could come back and, never be able to play as good as he can ever again. And my opinion, I think he's a mid quarterback already. So, I think he's overpaid in his last contract, and I think he's trying to negotiate one hell of a contract now. I don't think it's the end of the road for the Colts. I think the Colts could figure something out within the year because I'm not going to lie, man, if they pay him this and they don't do nothing, that's just going to be it's on the Colts organization. But speaking of the Colts, they finally got rid of Zaire Franklin. Zaire Franklin's been part of the Colts forever. Leader in tackles. But what do you think about that, man? Him going to the Packers?
I think it's a great pickup for the Packers. I think the Colts really just sold on the defensive end. Honestly, haven't done too much to get a rise out of me this offseason. But Zaire Franklin, former Pro Bowler, I think he made all defensive team 1 year. Great for the Packers. What do you think?
I agree with you. I think it's great for the Packers. I don't know. I just the Colts have had a hiccup in their defense for a while now, man. Not to mention, Zaire Franklin, he gets a lot of tackles. Like I said, he leads in them most of the time. And, I think that's just what he strives for. When they come up the middle, he's going to wait for him to come to him, Not all the time, but a lot, I feel like he's just stat padding. I think the Colts are trying to rebuild their whole defense. That makes sense. They've also got rid of a couple other players on their defense. Who's the DN that they just lost?
Quiddy Pay went to the Raiders.
Or the Raiders, yep.
Yeah.
And
a big one right there.
3 years, $48 million. Does that sound fair to you with him? I mean, because obviously we know. Yeah, I agree. He's obviously not no DeForest Buckner. But Kwity Paye, he does his part, does what he has to do. I
No,
think that's
they replaced him with Arden Key, bit of a younger fella. Gonna have to pay him a lot less money than they would have had to pay Kwity Paye.
yeah, for sure, and that's what they need. They need younger core. I mean, Zaire Franklin in his 30s, Forrest Buckner in his 30s. I think Kwity Paye was like 27, 28, getting up there to the 30 mark. I just think they're all trying to be young, start out young. And I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, no one knows how this season's going to be. I mean, if this is the best season to, try to rebuild, then I guess they should. I mean, I feel like they've been rebuilding for the past like 20 years, No, I'm joking. It ain't been 20 years. I mean, almost been 20 years since the last Super Bowl. Was that 17? But I mean, I don't know. There's one thing I will tell you I don't agree with. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the first part of it. Michael Pittman Jr., as you know, dropped him, sent him to the Steelers. Now with the Steelers situation, they got a whole quarterback situation dealing because as of tomorrow, Aaron Rodgers is a free agent. He could bounce, he could retire, and you got Mason Rudolph, Will Howard right there as the QBs. Everybody's saying, Pittman and DK Metcalf could be a dynamic duo. Really? I mean, I don't even think it matters who throws to him. I don't think it's going to be anything special. But with that being said, with Pittman, Colts made their decision to get rid of Pittman so they could re-sign Alec Pierce. And I know I'm going to catch flack for this, and I don't give a shit. Alec Pierce, yeah, he's going the deep ball, and he's always leading the receiving yards for the Colts. Cool. Whatever. I think that man's mid at best. I think he is being overpaid 100%. They gave him all the money, man. I mean, just for him to stay. And, I mean, I'll give it to his agent. One hell of a, agent. I mean, he's able to talk him up to that. But, I mean, it's kind of a coincidence. Alec Pierce's brother is transferring to Purdue to play basketball next year. And, it was all falling in. They just wanted the right dollar amount. With that being said, I feel like that pissed a couple people off because you got people like Lyman. Tackle, Braden Smith, went to the Texans today. Fed up with the Colts. Probably fed up with that cheese. What do you think about them giving all this money to Alec Pierce, man? Am I wrong? Am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping. Definitely overpaid, but I think he would have ended up being overpaid no matter where he went. I believe he is a wide receiver too, proper wide receiver too. I guess we'll see how he does catching balls over the middle. But I mean, outside of that, the Colts will be all right offensively as long as they can get the offensive line together. They've got Tyler Warren, who showed out last year. Josh Downs just get better and better each year. Yeah, get that O-line together. Jonathan Taylor's still going to do his thing.
Yeah, I mean, Braden Smith, definitely one of their best offensive linemen. That's going to hurt. So, they're going to have to draft pretty good. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that probably pissed a couple people off with them paying him that. But it's like, man, my thing is, bro, there's a bunch of teams where he would probably be the third option. He'd be the wide receiver 3. Yeah, for sure. I'll give you an example. Tampa Bay. Even though Mike Evans is gone, I'm not putting Alec Pierce over Jalen McMillan or Mbuka. He would be over 30.
I put him over Jalen McMillan.
I don't know. That's debatable. I mean,
Jalen
he
McMillan
was.
drops a lot of balls.
Yeah, but he didn't play most of the season last year, so I'll give it to Alec Pierce on that one. Hell, but that ain't the only team. Shit, you think he'd be the wide receiver one for the Kansas City Chiefs?
And can Rasheed Rice stop fucking up?
Hey man, besides his fuck ups, you gonna put him over Rasheed Rice and Hollywood Brown?
I'd put him over Hollywood Brown.
You put Alec Pierce over Hollywood Brown?
Yeah, he's way more productive.
Man, look, he was
But
productive.
Hollywood Brown can't catch the ball either.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know I'm sounding like a Colts hater, but
Yeah,
the Colts.
you're hating a little too hard, but he's still. I mean, he got overpaid regardless.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
No, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just
much better than average, but 120 million is crazy.
yeah. Speaking of wide receivers, Mike Evans leaves Tampa Bay, goes to San Francisco. Man, 3 years, $60 million. What do you think about that? Only 19 guaranteed.
I'm still waiting for that video of you burning the jersey.
Look, man, that's what I gotta say about it. I don't care. Like, look, Mike Evans been with us from the start, man. 2014, I was geeked as hell when he came in from A&M. He's been with us through the bad, the horrible, and the good. And the past 5 years, the Bucs have been decent. You know, been winning the division. But I don't know. I mean, people are saying like, "Oh, well, Bucs weren't going to pay him enough." Oh, Mike Evans said he wanted to leave. I personally think he wanted to leave. I don't know. 3 years, 60 million. I mean, we practically gave him that. Well, we gave him 2 years and like 50 something million on his last contract when we re-signed Baker, and he had 30 million guaranteed out of that. I don't know. I feel like if the Bucs were trying to sign him, it probably wasn't that far off. I think he just wanted out to get a ring, which I think is BS. I could be wrong though. I don't know the whole details, but I just don't see Buccaneers letting somebody that's that big in the franchise go like that. Like I said, I could be wrong. He's coming off an injury, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's a weird taste in my mouth all the way it went down, and you can say I'm a little biased. I get it, but I mean, he's at the end of his career. I mean, you know, he said, "I want to go somewhere, be the number one target, and be a contender." Okay, I can see the contender part. I don't know about you being number one target. Probably sometimes. I don't know. I'm fucking pissed off. I'm saying it now. I don't give a shit. Um, yeah, his jersey might get burned. I haven't decided yet, man. But shout out to Mike Evans regardless, man. You were loved in Tampa, and this hurts from every Tampa Bay fan. Um, but yeah, I mean there was a lot of re-signs the Bucs did though. K. Dotton re-signed 3 years, $30 million. I think that's pretty fair. K. Dotton was a reliable tight end. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think he's all right. I think it fits the contract. Little 10-piece a year, little 10-piece McNugget. Oh shit, they're gonna need him. They're gonna need him.
Yeah. Also, Alex Anzalone, linebacker, signed with Tampa Bay for 2 years, $17 million. I don't think that's that bad. What the Buccaneers struggle with is their defense. So makes me happy that they're putting that cheese towards that defense because God knows that's what they need in Tampa Bay.
They need,
Hopefully, what's
they
up?
need some corners. They need some corners because they just let Jamel Dean walk to where you go?
Jamel Dean.
And Jamel Dean went to the Steelers, pretty much just placing Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So they got some gaps, and they got a lot to figure out then in Tampa. What y'all got going on?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they just draft well. I mean, we'll see. I mean, that's my biggest hope is that they draft the defense this year instead of drafting all of offense. I mean, that's what they need. Levante David, he's old as shit. He don't have too much longer. He's slowing down. Um, so I mean, I don't know what they got up their sleeve. My opinion, need to get rid of Todd Bowles. Should have done that a couple years ago. Probably wouldn't be in this situation with Mike Evans. Um, but it is what it is, man. Everything happens for a reason. We'll see what's going on now. You know, the Bucks just gonna need the young bulls to step up. Um, Speaking of other players, skill players. Uh, so obviously we know that the Detroit Lions got rid of David Montgomery. Placed his ass with Isaiah Pacheco. What do you think about that, man? Chiefs letting him go.
Yeah. First of all, I'll go into the Texans and their acquirement of David Montgomery. I have a lot of questions on what happened with Joe Mixon because he was holding it down for them, doing his thing. I know he got injured at some point, and then it was kind of crickets for some time. So then, therefore, they moved on and went and got David Montgomery, and the Lions did the right thing going to get Pacheco, another person that just runs hard as hell. He's not David Montgomery, but Pacheco he runs with his head down. He's trying to run some shit over. Now the Chiefs, I mean their running back room has been suspect, and it's been a revolving door for years. You know, hell, Clyde Edwards-Helaire to this person to that person. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really prioritize having a number one running back in the league. You know, they're not. They got fucking Patrick Mahomes tossing that bitch. They don't need the best run game. Um, but with that being said, they went and got Kenneth Walker, gave him a little bag after he had his Super Bowl MVP performance and a stellar year overall. Quite a few running backs on the move in the league in general. Rico Dowdle to the Steelers after Kenneth Gainwell had moved on, play some ball down south. So that running back room will look interesting over in Pittsburgh with Dowdle and Jalen Warren. I'd be interested to see who ends up being the RB1 in that situation. Are there any other running backs that you can think of off the top of your head? I know Aaron Jones from the Vikings. He's soon to be released and or traded if they can get something figured out.
Huge one. Kenneth Walker. Chiefs, out with the old, in with the new. Get rid of Isaiah Pacheco. Let's go ahead and bring in Kenneth Walker III. This is kind of funny. You know, after the Super Bowl, said, yeah, you know, Kenneth Walker going to be MVP. And, you know, he shook his head 'cause it's like, damn, people pay attention. It's like, hey, he already knew he was out of there. He already knew he was out of there. But signed with Kansas City for 3 years, $43 million. Well deserved. Yeah, I mean, Kansas City just wanted to move on and pick up somebody that's hot. So got that. You already brought up Kenneth Gainwell. He signed with the Bucks, 2 years, $14 million. Being a little stingy on the money. Javonte Williams re-signed with the Cowboys, 3 years, $24 million. Tyler Allgeier signed with the Cardinals, 2 years, $12.25 million. And obviously that's the same thing for Rico Dowdle and the Steelers. Hey, Saints got Travis Etienne Jr. 4 years,
Yeah.
$52 million. What do you think about that, man?
we've almost bittersweet feeling, because I think Travis Etienne, in terms of running backs, is probably the closest running back in the league to what Alvin Kamara is. His ability to be quite a threat coming out of the backfield, runs hard, hits gaps. It didn't work out in Jacksonville just because the O-line has been pretty shit for years. He knew he was on his way out last year. Now, with that being said, unfortunately, it does look like Alvin Kamara's time might be coming to an end here in New Orleans. He's meant everything to the city of New Orleans, and he was, in fact, the Faint Saints jersey that I own. So he definitely made a huge impact on me being a fan. Saints got some other players. Nothing too crazy. Bolstered up the offensive line. Defense had a lot walk away. Alontae Taylor just went and got a bag from the Titans, even though he's bad as fuck. And that's being nice. I think that's about it for the Saints. They got a few here and there. Cameron Jordan's departed after 15 years. Another one I'm sad to see go, but
That's
completely
official.
respect. I believe so. I thought I saw it on ESPN.
Gordon, NFL. He's still active with the Saints. I didn't realize he was 36 years old. Damn,
I can't
dude.
believe it. I can't believe I just called him.
That is crazy. He's that old. That's wild, dude.
No,
Yeah.
he's been thugging for a minute.
No, yeah, for sure. But like, he's just been so dominant,
Yep.
every single year.
It says they're set to void his contract. Every year, the Saints are in a terrible spot financially. I don't know how they can't manage to get themselves out of it, and they keep paying bullshit ass players to do bullshit ass things, and they got a lot to figure out down there. But Kellen Moore will be going into his second year coaching the team, and I don't have any expectations. I don't expect this to be good, but damn sure shouldn't finish bottom last in the sorry ass NFC South again. Well, we'll see. So right now there are some other notable free agents still out on the market. Some are quite surprising. Number one, obviously, being Trey Hendrickson. A lot of people wondering where he's going to go. I definitely don't see him ending back up with the Bengals, even though there were some people saying that there were doubts that he would leave. I've seen some ties to the Colts, but with them picking up Arden Key, I don't see that happening. But very well could, as Arden could serve as a very solid backup for Trey Hendrickson, just in case he gets hurt, because he has been injury prone for some years. And then you've got a couple of O-linemen. Rasheed Walker is definitely the number one O-lineman available at tackle. Taylor Decker from the Lions, he's available right now. Joel Bitonio, he's available. He's from the Browns. He played phenomenal last year for them. Actually, he was one of the top-ranked guards in terms of pass blocking. So that's a fire one. And then flip the side of the ball. You got some defensive players still. Joey Bosa, I would like to see where he goes. Kevin Byard led the league in interceptions last year. Had a phenomenal year. Getting up there. I think he's going to be about 33 this year, 34. Doesn't have too much time left, but still a great ball player. He can play strong safety or free safety. Jawan Jennings, I could see him ending up on the Colts. He was a pretty good wide receiver for the 49ers. Obviously, they had crazy injuries year in and year out, and he was one that was quite often on the injury report. And then everyone's going to want to see where Kyler Murray ends up. You have any early predictions on where you think Kyler Murray will go?
Man, I'm not sure, man. I mean, Kyler Murray is definitely not going to get what he wants. I'll tell you that. Maybe Miami.
I mean, they just went and got Malik Willis and threw
Yeah,
him a good
he got that
bench.
3 year, 67.5. Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably not Miami because he's probably not gonna want to go as a second option. But who knows? And maybe he might not have a choice. I'm not sure. Hell, it might send his ass to Cleveland, bro. I mean,
Maybe. I was thinking Vikings possibly.
that was my second thing. My second option was definitely the Vikings.
Outside of that, I'm kind of drawing blanks on who else would really. Kyler Murray doesn't fit Pittsburgh for me. I don't know why, but I just absolutely don't see that happening.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Spot where he's gonna go. I mean, this man don't take shit serious, anyways. Dude just want to play the game at the end of the day.
All right. I know you want to know where he's going to go, or if anyone's going to take a bite at it. But Stephon Diggs,
That's funny. I was just about to talk about him. Yeah, Stephon Diggs. Not sure, man. Hopefully down south. I think Tampa has enough space to pay him. Go ahead and bring him down to Tampa, man, where it's hot. Let's get him back there. I
is
wouldn't
that
be too mad at that.
something? Or
Honestly, Bengals are getting rid of people, and I think they're loading up. Maybe he might be going to Cincinnati. Maybe Cincinnati might be in the works for him. Maybe Jamar Chase needs a little help down there.
he would have to take a small contract if he were to go to Cincinnati. They've got their money. They're paying a lot of money in a couple of places. So
Yeah, it's 2 places to be exact. Wide
Yeah.
receiver and a quarterback role. I mean, yeah, he would have to go. He would have to do that. Hell, maybe you could see him in Atlanta.
I mean, they just went and got Tua on a minimum as well, 1 year veteran minimum. So they're sitting on Tua and Michael Penix whenever his knee is ever to go.
Yeah, there's so many, bro. There's so many people that hell, Debo Samuel.
Yeah,
No
Debo
one, no,
Samuel.
no one knows where he's gonna go. Keenan Allen. He might bounce out of fucking Los Angeles again, go somewhere else. Maybe he might be done. Man, there's so many people. D Hop's up for grabs. Could be. Talked about Joe Mixon. Yeah, it's getting real spooky, man. It's getting real spooky for a lot of players.
It is indeed. It's getting real spooky for a lot of these teams too, because some teams that I've seen not really make any jumps, like the Bills. Bills haven't really bitten at anything too serious, so that makes me wonder if they're going to seriously compete next year. And that'll be difficult with them searching for a new head coach since they fired the most recent one.
We
Colts
didn't
know
mention the biggest trade, well, the first biggest trade in the free agency, Max Crosby to the Ravens. We didn't talk about that. That's the first biggest one right there.
Yeah, I mean that's a big one for the Ravens, given that a lot of their D linemen were injured last year, especially the starting D tackle, their best one. He ended up missing over half the season. And then their defense just looked terrible. Cornerbacks were always getting cooked because they couldn't get to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be huge for their cornerbacks. I know Nate Wiggins gave out a big sigh of relief when he found out that Max Crosby was coming to be more. Outside of that, the Ravens, Ravens haven't made any moves offensively. In fact, they're slowly losing pieces. They lost two of their tight ends, and Charlie Kohler and Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
So I'm also intrigued on what's going on in Baltimore.
Where do you think Tyreek Hill's gonna go, bro?
I don't know. Definitely to a contender. I could see that. As far as who, I don't know if he wants to play anywhere cold. He wants to play somewhere cold. I think he'd do great on the Packers. Let's see. I think he would do great on the Lions as well. That would be pretty crazy, given that they would have two speedsters, Jameson Williams and Tyreek Hill. But I don't know. See that coming to fruition. Now he could really go get that bag and go to a team like the Giants and Jets if he's ready to call it a career. Build him a nice retirement home somewhere in New York. So, yes, that's really about it. I mean, he could go all the way out west where it's nice, but I don't know who'd really be jumping to grab him, especially after a horrific injury like that. Now he could still be quite fast. He may regress just a little bit in terms of speed, and that's a given with the injury that he sustained. But I think he'll still be a decent wide receiver.
You think so after this injury?
Yeah, I think he'll be all right.
The cheetah, huh?
Cheetah. The cheetah. He gonna after his football career is up, you know what I'm saying? He might hit them sheets. That's what I heard. That boy crazy.
Man, he started up his own daycare center with his own kids. Man, that man gotta get life figured out before he thinking about going to another team, man. Nah, I'm playing.
Sure.
But yeah, tomorrow, obviously, Aaron Rodgers going on the market. Do you think he's going to go? You think he's going to be done? Do you think he's going to resign? What do you personally think, bro?
I don't think he's really ready to call it quits. I think if he's going to sign with the team, it'll probably have to be the Steelers, given the lack of options. Elsewhere, Raiders are probably going to grab Mendoza. So unless they plan on doing something weird where they sign Aaron Rodgers and make Mendoza sit, I don't really see that happening. Outside of that, again, he could stop by the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Give Jackson Dart some time to learn. Maybe he'll start sliding, try to prevent concussions. Jets just went and reacquired Geno Smith. Last time he was in New York, he got his jaw broke by his teammate in the locker room, so that was interesting.
That's crazy, bro. Man, bite down.
Josh shattered.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers run out of options, and obviously with things, his legacy is already kind of taking a little bit of a hit. I don't want to tell him to quit while he's ahead, but if he's still like he's got it, go out there and get it, A-Rod.
Yeah. No, for sure, man. You got anything else you want to jump into? We're gonna call it.
Yeah, the Raiders made some big splashes in free agency. It seems like they're trying to make a hell of a turn with their team, going from obviously the worst, getting the first pick, to they might fight for playoff contention, and that's obviously a very difficult division. You got the Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs. Chiefs when Patrick Mahomes will be healthy. Patrick Mahomes Chiefs is a can of hot ass. They are terrible. But yeah, Raiders, especially on defense, they went and picked up a lot of players, man. Corners, linebackers, defensive linemen. They re-signed who I thought was their best corner from last year. Gave them a 30-piece McNugget for 3 years. And then another team who kind of bolstered up was the Giants, and that was going to be a given with Harbaugh coming to town. The defense was going to get better because he wasn't going to settle for that. A huge overhaul with their secondary. I mean, from the safeties to the corners, all of them are gone. I would like to send my condolences to the Eagles. They have broken up the White Brotherhood and Reed Blankenship. Reed went to the Texans, so we won't get to see that dynamic duo anymore. Sad time. Outside of that, I mean, that's really it. Cardinals, they're looking to get their O-line together. I don't know what their quarterback situation is going to be looking like. I think they should keep Jacoby Brissett. I think he is so serviceable. I mean, hell, he had a game where he threw the record for completions in a single game. It was like 46 or something like that. So I think he should stay. And they went and got Tyler Algier, which you mentioned earlier. That's huge for them. I think he's a pretty good running back. And James Conner, unfortunate injury last year. He's a hard runner, great dude. So I hope he recovers and can get back to the form that he was in. And one last team I took note of that had a focus. They had an intent. The Rams, getting their secondary together, they went and got Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs. Obviously, gave him a stupid bag. Well overpaid if you ask me. Great player, but a little too much change. But not to pocket watch. Then they went and got another corner and slipped him up on. They're locking down the corner position out there in Los Angeles. I think that'll do it for now. I'm excited to see where those top names are going to go off the board, especially a couple of those O-linemen, Rasheed Walker. There are a couple of quarterbacks that could really use his expertise. And I'm looking forward to the draft as well. Like to see who's going where. I think our next podcast episode we're going to dive a little bit further into the draft, specifically the quarterback situation. Won't say too much, but I don't like it. You got anything else, Joe?
Nah, man, we can wrap it up, bro.
I don't wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely do it.
Oh, all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tapping in this week. Sorry, had a lot of stuff going on last week. Couldn't push a video out. Had to celebrate my birthday. But I promise we're gonna be active. We're gonna put a lot of content out this week. Just stay tuned, man. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Follow us Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Join the Discord. And we out, man. Peace.
Yeah, see y'all soon.
Hey, I'm predicting the future like a psychic. Tip off and kickoffs, it got me excited. I be placing the bet every Sunday. I'm treating this FanDuel like it's my wife. I would T-Woods, Dusker, and Mikey. You can hate it or love it or like it. I ain't breaking a sweat while I'm placing the bet, cause these picks I got is fire. Tip off and kickoffs, baby. Tip off and kickoffs, Tip off and kickoffs, baby. Tip off and kickoffs, Tip off and kickoffs, baby.